everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome if this is your very first time here. Today we have something a little bit different in store, as we will be looking at the top 10 secrets McDonald's doesn't want you to know. So first of all, I have a question for you. How often do you eat McDonald's? Let me know down in the comments, and let's see what the most popular answers are. But with all that being said, it's time to get comfortable, lie back, relax, and let's delve right into the top 10 secrets McDonald's doesn't want you to know. So, I have my phone here with our list of top 10 secrets that McDonald's doesn't want you to know. And we begin with number 10. The vegetarian options are not vegetarian. For decades, McDonald's listed its French fries as vegetarian options. But McDonald's fries actually contain 19 different ingredients, one of which is beef fat. The company tried to hide this by listing the beef fat as simply natural flavoring for years, but they were eventually found out. Naturally, the company was sued for its false claims, most famously by several prominent Jewish and Muslim groups. McDonald's use of beef fat was neither kosher nor halal, and so by lying about it, the company had forced millions of people to unknowingly violate their own religious beliefs. McDonald's was forced to settle for undisclosed tens of millions of dollars with an assortment of groups, but only remove the beef fat from non-US fries. So there we have it. Whenever you eat McDonald's fries, you are actually eating beef, believe it or not. And I think that's quite a big surprise, to me anyway. And I'm probably going to remember that the next time I have McDonald's, which I have to say is not very often. It's not a restaurant that I very often visit. I'm not really very keen on fast food, and even less so, I imagine, by the time we get through these top 10 secrets. So we move on to secret number 9. Super Size Me actually worked. In 2004, Morgan Spurlock released his documentary Super Size Me, in which he ate only McDonald's for an entire month to demonstrate the unhealthiness of its food. Fitting the film's name, Spurlock always supersized his meal if an employee offered. As expected, Spurlock's health was atrocious at the end of the month. The film had a significant effect on McDonald's. The supersize option, which had existed for 12 years at that point, was removed from the McDonald's menu just 6 weeks after the film premiered. The company company denied that the film had any impact on his decision, but the odds of that coincidence occurring on its own are minuscule. And I have seen the movie Super Size Me with Morgan Spurlock. I think it's very entertaining, but also very eye-opening to see what happens to him when he only eats McDonald's for 1 month and nothing else. It's been a long time since I've seen that particular movie, but yeah, it's far too much of a coincidence that they removed the supersize option from their menus just 6 weeks after the movie premiered. And so we move on to secret number 8. The McAfrica. You might assume from the name that this was a racism controversy, but really the McAfrica was just a story of terrible marketing and management. In 2002, McDonald's released the McAfrica, and every aspect of its release was flawed. For one, the burger, which was just beef, cheese and tomatoes on pita bread, was marketed as an authentic African recipe, which makes you question if McDonald's knows the definition of the words authentic, African and recipe, as well as pita. And the sandwich was released at the height of a severe famine in South Central Africa. So selling fattening food named after the area was a bad look. Even worse is that the burger only came out in Norway, a country that is about as non-African as it gets, and one of the richest nations in the world. The burger did not live a long life, and it's really no surprise that the McAfrica wasn't around for a long time. As the paragraph states, it was just completely flawed in all areas, from marketing to management, everything. It was, just really badly done, and the timing of it as well was extremely bad. And secret number 7 is one of the more shocking ones, I think. They don't clean their machines. This is a weird one because there are actually 2 secrets wrapped up in one. The McDonald's ice cream machines are famous for always being out of service, and the company is constantly mocked for it. That's something I wasn't aware of personally. The truth is that often when an employee tells a customer that the machine is out of service, it's actually because the machine is in the middle of its nightly 4-hour self-cleaning process. That seems good, because 4 hours of cleaning a day must make the machines exceptionally clean, right? Actually, the machines can be filthy. That self-cleaning process for the ice cream machines only cleans the main internal chambers. any of the outside trays or nozzles. And it's not just the ice cream machines. At any given point, there is a decent chance that most of the machines in any McDonald's locations are dirty, as many employees have confessed on assorted Reddit threads and other anonymous locations. Many of the machines are difficult to clean, and without much incentive to clean them, employees will just let them get dirtier and dirtier until they grow mold. So yeah, this particular secret would certainly put me off ever getting ice cream from McDonald's. And I think the most recent time that I ordered a McDonald's was probably a couple of years ago. And I did get a chocolate milkshake, which I didn't enjoy. I just thought it was far, far too sweet for my taste. So yeah, this particular fact would certainly put me off ever getting ice cream from McDonald's. Secret number 6. How often they're sued. The answer: constantly. And for every reason you could think of. Aside from the beef fat incident mentioned previously, a lawsuit was raised because supervisors in 3 locations had complained that there were too many black people in the store and fired most of their black employees. Then there's the time that 52 former owners of over 200 stores sued McDonald's for being forced into financial suicide missions when white owners were not. There was also a time that one franchise had forced workers into 25-hour-long shifts without overtime pay, which the company defended. Not exactly sure how you can defend that. A quick stroll through news outlets will reveal dozens of other major suits, including their most famous, the hot coffee incident. And that leads us on to secret number 5. The hot coffee incident was their fault. The hot coffee incident was a widely publicized case in which an elderly woman sued McDonald's because its coffee gave her 3rd-degree burns. The plaintiff, Stella Liebeck, was heavily ridiculed in the media, with most major outlets labeling her claim as a textbook frivolous lawsuit. In reality, McDonald's lost the case and was forced to pay Liebeck damages. As much as the media demonized Liebeck, it turns out she had been mostly in the right. McDonald's coffee was actually almost 40 degrees hotter than normal coffee, and literally hundreds of people had complained about its temperature to McDonald's before. Liebeck even had to get skin grafts to replace the skin that the hot coffee tore off of her pelvis. So yeah, it mentions that this is a very famous lawsuit sounds of it, McDonald's were liable because of the coffee being 40 degrees hotter than it should have been. So yeah, it sounds like a terrible experience for this elderly lady. And secret number 4 is their health initiative is totally fake. Over and over, McDonald's promises to make their menu healthier in one way or another. And it always comes with a big asterisk. A recent marketing campaign claimed that McDonald's burgers would no longer contain preservatives. About a third of them still do. Before that, a campaign made waves when it promised to remove high fructose corn syrups, but only from the buns. You can still find it in dozens of other items, including every sauce that comes on those buns. About the same time as the removal of supersizing, McDonald's started offering salads. Of course, a quick look through the nutritional facts will show that those salads contain even more calories than the burgers. Wow, that's a huge surprise. Still, another campaign around that time promised to simplify menu items and lower their number of ingredients. Again, a quick look at the official ingredients listed on their website shows how dishonest this claim was. So yeah, it's well known that McDonald's have tried to put on more healthier options on their menu, but by the looks of it, they aren't as healthy as they should be, or how they appear to be. So that's certainly something they could improve on, I think. And secret number 3 is fairly shocking as well. They served tainted meat and didn't care. In 2014, a reporter secretly filmed inside a food processing plant in China that belonged to the OSI group and discovered abhorrent conditions within. Workers touched food with their bare hands, dropped it on the floor, repackaged it, and even repackaged expired meat. The OSI group supply meat to many major fast food chains in China, and upon learning of its subpar conditions, all of them cut ties with the company. All except one, that is, McDonald's. And McDonald's responded to the controversy by blatantly lying, saying that they had never received any meat from that plant or any other OSI-owned plant. This was quickly found out to be untrue. Then, in defiance of common sense and ethics, the company decided to keep using the OSI group as their source of chicken and beef in China. And again, every single other company, Burger King, Pizza Hut, etc., had cut ties with the OSI group immediately. And I think that's probably the most shocking of all these secrets. It really just makes you think what they would do, probably to save money, I would imagine. So, yeah, I can't believe that they would ever keep dealing with this OSI group in China, but apparently they did. And secret number 2, they don't always wear gloves in the kitchen. Since some McDonald's employees are working with food and also handling other things, such as in the cash register, money and their personal items, one would hope that they're wearing gloves whenever they're preparing your food. But one former employee claimed on Reddit that many of the workers don't always wear gloves. The employee said some people would wear the same pair until they were told to change them, which kind of defeats the purpose, and some had holes in the fingertips. Another Reddit user, who said they had worked as a cashier and manager of McDonald's for over 7 years, explained that employees don't always wear gloves at their location because they have a hand wash system in place. They explained, every hour we take the time to send each employee to the sink station to wash their hands until every employee has. Using gloves would not be much more sanitary because the bacteria that would build up on ungloved hands would also build up on the gloves if they weren't replaced every hour. Of course, it's important to remember that most McDonald's are franchise owned, and they aren't all run the exact same way. It's also important to note that wearing gloves might actually help spread germs more than prevent them. Still, there's just something unsettling about bare hands touching your Big Mac. Yeah, for sure. And I know for me, if I'm ever at a McDonald's or any kind of restaurant that requires food to be made by hand, and I can see it being made, I won't accept it if it's been made with bare hands. And I remember when I was a kid and we would sometimes go for ice cream, I would feel uncomfortable if the person served the ice cream in the cone with their bare hands. I always much prefer if they were wearing gloves. And secret number 1, food sits out for a long time before being served. If you're ordering McDonald's food, note that it may not be very fresh. On Reddit threads, countless employees have talked about how long McDonald's food sits under heat lamps before it's given to customers. One former employee explained that although they were supposed to throw away bad meat if it sat for about 20 minutes, they would just reset the timers and leave it for another hour or so before tossing it. Another employee said that while the store was generally very clean, the food was usually pretty old. The user said that they would leave fries under heat lamps for 15 to 20 minutes instead of the required 7, and sometimes even refry them instead of throwing them out. McDonald's have never commented on this practice, and of course, it's important to remember that we're only talking about stories from employees at certain stores. Still, it might not be a bad idea to request fresh food if you're not there during a busy time. So there we have it, guys. That is the top 10 secrets McDonald's doesn't want you to know. I find these secrets to be truly eye-opening, as I'm sure you guys did as well. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you're new around here. And if you do subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell to get notified when all of my future videos go live on the channel. But a huge thank you for joining me today, and until next time, rest easy, sleep well, and I hope to see you again very soon for another video, and goodbye for now.